As far as how I got into rock music, I'm not really sure. I don't remember. I wasn't raised around it. Like I'm the only one in my family. That
What
I
is your
know of.
family into?
A lot of Christian music. Your rap, your gospel. Like that's
So your
Bible
story
Belt.
is Tenacious D, the Pick of Destiny, basically.
Yeah,
You
pretty
get it.
much. I'm just the black sheep, if you will. Promoters and or the signing people. Like if you've seen The Dirt, like that movie
Oh, it's the
where
best.
the guy he met Motley Crue because he went to one of their shows and was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, we want to sign you." They're not doing that anymore. They're on TikTok. They're on Instagram.
I mean
That's where they're
that's where the
talent
action
scouting.
is. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly. And
No, I
there's
mean that makes complete sense. That's where people like you are that are going to be the next generation of, sold out arenas.
yeah. I hope, man, that'd be
Eh,
great. But
I have a hard time like deleting old videos from my phone because I'm like, and this is how I think you're similar insane as I am, where I'm like,
yeah,
this shit could be used in the documentary about me years down the line.
dude,
Like
yes.
McGregor, when he's
Like,
like,
yo,
I
you need
can't even
clips.
pay my bills right now. And like, this could be used in the documentary. I can't delete it.
This could be in the documentary, right? Like the footage is already here.
It's
I have
here.
it.
I can't let go of it. So the big question is this: how are creators like us, who aren't built for the 9 to 5, for the people who put their passion before them being comfortable, how do we turn that passion into a living that pays the bills and a life that we love? That is the question. This podcast will give you the answers. My name is Noah Mittman, and welcome to Conversations with Creators. Welcome back to Conversations with Creators. I am your host, Noah Mittman, and joining me today is the metal hairman himself, Josh Rezz. He's a TikTok guitarist, amazing social media sensation. Man, I'm a big fan, and I appreciate you coming on.
It's so weird hearing that. Like, it's strange because I'm just a guy that like makes videos in my bedroom, and I'm like, what? It's
For
crazy.
making videos in your bedroom to the word sensation it's a different
Yeah,
experience, right?
yeah, it is. It is because I totally I'm not completely sold on it yet. I'm just having fun, and people
That's
like,
what it is, man. That's why there's success, is you're having a good time. That's why I do this
yeah,
podcast. It's a good time.
yeah, for sure.
So let's talk about your kind of your journey here. Can you tell me about your musical journey so far, from
Yeah.
where you started to where you are now and how things progressed?
Okay. Yeah. So, as far as how I got into rock music, I'm not really sure. I don't remember. I wasn't raised around it. Like I'm the only one in my family. That
What
I
is your
know of.
family into?
A lot of Christian music. Your rap, your gospel. Like that's
So your story
Bible Belt.
is Tenacious D, the Pick of Destiny, basically.
Yeah,
You get
pretty
it.
much.
Yeah.
Pretty much, sort of, give
Very
or
good.
take. And I'm just the black sheep, if you will.
Love it.
And yeah, it's I don't know how it happened, but I know my kind of turning point, I guess, or my awakening, I guess, was around like seventh grade. Because I had an art teacher that she was fucking sick, and like she played guitar, and we'd have little jam sessions in class. And at the time, I was like, it'd be really cool to play an instrument I could like that was portable. So I was like, okay, let's try guitar out because I had some other friends that also played. So I was just mostly trying to fit in, but I guess it somehow like because it was 2014, I believe, so or 2013. I was 12 turning 13,
Yeah.
and Rocksmith 2014 it just came out. So I was like, ooh, and basically like that's just Guitar Hero but using actual guitar.
It's the best ever.
Oh my god, yeah. And I was like, yo, Dad, hear me out. Let me get this because he at this point they were having trouble accepting me, right?
No, the Christian family having trouble accepting the middle kid? Never.
Unheard of, right? Shocker, but yeah, I was like, okay, because he was okay with the Guitar Hero ish. It was more so the screaming music they weren't with, but I got it right, and that's kind of how I started learning guitar, and I started making videos pretty early on. Um, Instagram was, I guess relatively new. So, I mean, it was popping. And that kind of motivated me to like kind of take it seriously. Because, when I'm making videos, I'm also tracking my progress. So I'm
Yeah.
seeing it and other people are literally seeing me get better. Um, and eventually, companies are like, hey man, you want to be an artist? And so my parents are like, where are you? I'm getting guitars shipped to me now. They're like, yo, where are you getting this from? I'm just like,
So remember that
and
thing I'm doing in my bedroom? It's kind of
yeah,
working.
yeah, it was starting to pay off, like, and
That's epic, dude.
Instagram was like, that was the basis. That's where it
Yeah.
started. And at a certain point, engagement slowed down, and I kind of took a break from that for a while, really focused on my band because I'm also in a metalcore band.
Yeah.
I've always loved writing music, so like that's always been a huge thing that I try to do. But obviously, until you're at a certain point, those videos don't pop as much.
Yeah.
So
Yes, are your
yeah,
popping things kind of more the covers and the learning new stuff and the kind of the well known that you put the spin on?
pretty much. And yeah, so when I started, it was covers.
Yeah.
And then engagement slowed down, and so TikTok was coming around, and I was one of those people that was like, yeah, TikTok, man, get whatever. But I started making TikToks, and then I don't know where the idea
And then
came
TikTok
from.
happened.
I don't know where. Yeah, it happened. I guess as a meme, I was just like, I'm gonna learn it, right? That's just kind of
Yeah.
where that thing came from. I don't know, ADHD. Like it just felt like the right thing to say, and it became a thing, and I just kept with it. And
No,
so
it's
all
super
of a
fun.
sudden, yeah, I'm just seeing all this growth on TikTok. I'm like, this is it.
Yeah.
And the big thing was live streaming.
Oh wow. Is it through
Still
Twitch or through TikTok itself?
TikTok, man. Twitch
Hey,
stresses me out. So I just stream on
there's a
TikTok.
lot.
That's
There's
where
a
my
lot.
audience is. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna just stay here.
You just kind of
And
do
so that
jam sessions
really,
on TikTok.
yeah, like I just do requests, show off a little bit, a few arpeggios. People like go nuts over that.
Yeah. Right.
And yeah, that, TikTok, that was a big thing. And so I don't know how long it's been. It might 2 years. This might be my second or third year doing it. But yeah, I just kept with the learning this song, and then guess what? Those songs that I'm learning, you'll hear them in my live streams. And so people are like, "Oh, this is so cool." And
Yeah.
I
It's almost
guess,
like, I mean, especially when you
yeah,
have the kind of audience that you do, that's almost like a concert
yeah, exactly.
on your
Put on
phone.
a
That's
show.
wild.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
put together like set lists for that, or is it more just kind of off the top and you get suggestions and
Off
it's
the
more of a
top
yeah.
every time. I'm not that. Some people do that, like they have their Cash App written behind them, and they have Metalcore Monday. This guy, this guy. See,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
like that. I am what I'm feeling, what the people are feeling. I'm that kind of guy.
The Cash App behind you is always kind of a red flag. Just like,
It's
all right.
cringe, dude. Don't do it for the money, because
Yeah, no.
that makes me not want to do it. At least me as a creator,
Yeah.
like I do this because I love it and it's fun. And my mission has been, I want to inspire people to do what they want, because, I was in a position at one point where I couldn't exactly do that, and I wasn't supported, and it was willpower that drove that.
Yeah.
Despite my circumstances. And I want, people to be able to like feel like they have the freedom to do that. And, I show the process as well, which is the whole thing with the learning videos. Like, I'm not a guitarist where I sit down with my 4K camera with a pre-recorded guitar lick
Yeah.
and good lighting. I want you to see the nitty gritty. I want you to see that I'm human. I'm not perfect. I mess up,
I think that's why it works.
Yeah, that's
I
why
think
it
that's
works.
why like it's I dabble is a strong word, but dabble
Yeah.
in guitar, and that you going through that process, anybody who's ever picked up a guitar knows exactly what that process is. So
Yeah.
seeing, from the starting point of that with your skill to be like, okay, you can actually pick this up.
Yeah.
It's satisfying. I get it.
Yeah. Exactly. So I try to make it look, I try to be is not it's a humility thing. I think it's like, I want you to see like, okay, dude, like I know like I have this following or whatever, but I'm just like you, bro. I swear. Same struggles. I went through
He's
it.
just
I
like
still go
us.
through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because that's
because
the process of learning any new stuff. There's no magic to the process. It's
that's
just
facts.
you're
There's no
going through the
magic button.
tabs, you're getting the muscle memory down, and you're going after new
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah. And of course, a lot of songs you find patterns, and a lot of it is like, okay, I've picked this skill up from other stuff. And some of them I just pick up too fast. And I'm just like, okay, because I've done it a bunch.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is like this.
Just immediately, oh, there it is.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, with the learning videos, did that for a while. And then like pretty recently I started doing remixes. I don't know if you
Oh
saw
wow,
any of those.
that's one of the reasons we're here. I absolutely
Yeah,
love your remixes. How long ago did that start? We're in
very
June of
very recently.
2023 right now.
Yeah. So, man, I think I posted, what was the first one I did? For some reason, I was like, okay, dubstep, like that was a good time, you know. I
Great. I
miss
mean,
dubstep.
that's what brought me in.
Yeah, and I was like, people have done it, but they haven't done it in the way that I would want to do it. So I was
Yeah.
like, let's run this back. So I'm like, y'all remember Cinema by Skrillex?
One of
And
the
so I
original
was just,
songs that like got dubstep all over the
yeah,
world. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
I was like, I really would like to combine both what I'm doing with covers with being creative. And I was like, okay, let's do both. Right. And so that one did really well. And I was like, sweet, dude.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then,
yeah.
like I told you, religious upbringing, let's do Veggie Tales, bro. Because, like, the
But again, I
it's a
mean,
metal riff.
there's so many uh there's so many aspects that are going into that, right? Like you
Yeah.
have the coolness factor, you have the nostalgia factor of childhood. There's so much stuff happening that like
Yeah.
it's an assault on the senses in the best possible way. You're just like having this brain like have you done SpongeBob?
I haven't. I just felt like that one was too obvious.
Yeah, fair.
I also wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob, Lord drop
You
for
were
you.
to
Nah,
be
man.
fair, I didn't have a religious household, but I was a bit sheltered, and I was not allowed to
Hmm.
watch Friends because it was too sexual. Uh,
Haven't
and
watched that either.
you haven't watched, dude? You got to check out Friends.
Yeah.
At least now,
Okay. Okay. I'll
and
check it out.
definitely check out SpongeBob.
Okay. Word. I mean, I've seen some SpongeBob. Like I've heard it a bunch. Like I've picked it up a little
Give
bit,
it
but
5 episodes, and
yeah.
you'll want to do a cover.
Okay. Okay. Word. Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. So,
But
I mean,
yeah,
this is kind of a perfect segue into what role do you think that like tech and social platforms, digital platforms have played in shaping the music industry as you know it? And how does that kind of affect you as a musician?
man, that's loaded. So, I've been hit up by labels like, hey man, like this artist, this band, they just put out a song, cover it. I'm like,
Mm,
oh, cool. Sweet. Connections, networking. I kind of saw it that way, but I'm also like, okay, you know, promoters or the signing people, like if you've seen The Dirt, like that movie
oh, it's the
where
best.
the guy he met Motley Crue because he went to one of their shows and was like,
Yeah.
hey, we want to sign you. They're not doing that anymore. They're on TikTok. They're on Instagram.
I mean,
That's where they're
that's where the
talent
action
scouting.
is. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
No, I mean that makes complete sense. That's where people like you are that are going to be the next generation of, sold out
yeah,
arenas.
yeah, yeah. I hope, man, that'd be
Hey,
great. But
heard it here
but yeah,
first.
it's like, you know, it's really easy to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And but it's also extremely saturated at the same time. Like you have to really be doing something different
Yeah.
that is going to catch people's attention.
So
And
are people asking you when they come up to you, or is it just kind of like they're acting like you're doing them a favor with this?
mostly it's been like just an email. Like I think it's called whitelisting.
Yeah.
Um, when it comes to that kind of thing, like instead of paying money to make an ad, and do it that way, let's make it trendy by having a sound going or having somebody promote whatever we want to their own audience and have
Yeah.
it snowball that way. Um, and it's tactical and it makes sense and it's so good. But at the same time, it's like, there's so much. There's so
Yeah.
much. And it's like the bar just keeps getting higher. And it's like you have to keep up with what the trend is and what is doing well. And so it becomes less about being creative and putting your heart and soul into it versus what will get you views.
Yeah.
And that's where being even with what I'm doing, like, yeah, I'm in a band, but also like, I'm a content creator and it's like I have to keep up with what's going on, like what will or won't be successful. Um,
What
and
for
yeah,
you
it's a lot.
goes into like a yes or a no for something like that?
Truly. So I'm a stickler about it because like if I think something is garbage,
Right.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not
As you
like
shouldn't.
if it's they want me to cover it, right? And I'm not gonna play power chords and that's it. I'm sorry. And that's not to sound conceited, but like, dude, like my whole page is about me pushing my limits.
Right.
And I try to stay very true to that. Like, and that goes with brand deals. Like, I don't do a lot of brand deals. I try not to. Like, it's like, sure, chase the bag. Like, that's cool. But like, I really look, dude, I work a day job. Money's fine.
This is for
Like,
fun.
That's not why I do it. Right.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to think that I've sold out or that I'm changing. Like, no, I
Well,
care about that.
that would happen if you went after something that wasn't on. I mean, it has to. So basically, their level has to reach your level in order for you to do it, because you're trying to push yourself. And if it's a too easy thing, that wouldn't match, and your audience would know.
Yeah. At least if it's gonna be easy, like, does it slap? Does it go hard? Can I mosh in my bedroom? Like that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not always doing difficult songs, but I bring my energy, you know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the where the deciding factor comes from. Like, because I'm not that guy where I'm gonna promote something that I'm not passionate about. I'm not gonna fake it, you know. Am I actually excited about this? Because again, I'm ADHD, bro. Like, I can go on for days, right?
Me too.
But also, yeah, you know, like, we are dopamine chasers, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's being stimulated.
100%. No, that completely makes, like, if you're not totally psyched on what it could be, I've heard this saying quite a few times, and I absolutely love it. It's either a hell yes or a hell no.
Exactly. Right.
Like, that's it. And if it's not a hell yes, if it's like that could be no, it's a no. It has to be a hell yes.
Yeah, I agree fully. And that's just kind of where that is. If I'm not hype about it, like, I'm not going to pretend to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I see what they're trying to do, because I know these strategies. Like, you know, they'll be like, oh yeah, you know, tickets to shows, pay you up front, whatever. And even like smaller artists hit up other artists to promote their stuff as well. And you know, look, I'm all for that. Like, look, man, do what you got to do. But like, as far as where I stand, like, I am here for a very specific reason, and I'm really trying to stay true to that. Because I don't even put my own band out there like that. Because I don't want my band to be associated. Like, I don't want my band to be centered around me, because it's a collective effort.
Yeah, gotcha.
I'm not the only person in that band, and it's a group thing. We're a team, right? And I try to keep those two things kind of separate.
No, I get that completely. It's unfair to the rest of the members to just be like, I mean, you know, mentioning something now and then is cool, but it's not like every post going out.
Right. Because when I have a creator that I like a lot, I like them for content that they make, and they're just like, hey, go listen to this, and they're really annoying about it, I kind of don't want to.
Yeah, of course.
And I think about it that way. Like, okay, depending on, now, if you have a good sales pitch, then I'm like, okay. But
so if you're charismatic, you got it. But if you can't sell yourself, which by the way is for anything in the music industry, if you can't, or in the entertainment industry at all, if you can't talk about it, if you can't do well at describing it, you're probably not going to win with it.
Yeah. Especially when you're making aggressive music, like, you know, the Golden Hour song and those trendy piano singy songs, they're great. I like that song. But it's hard to sell a metal song the same way.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's really not much else, unless you're doing something really impressive. Then it's like, okay. But that's why I just, okay, here's a video. I thought it was cool. It was funny. I had a good time. It was hard. It kicked my ass. Here it is. You know, like, I try to stay true to what I've been doing, while also giving people something fresh. So
what have you, speaking of like working with people, have you collaborated with any other TikTok people that you got excited about?
Honestly, I don't think I've done a collaboration. Like, I'm kind of selfish. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm kind of like, I haven't found a way to collaborate in a way that is consistent with what I do, because it's me by myself trying to learn a song, or I had a remix and like it's still over the original song. I just put stuff over it. I would like to like
open to pitches.
Yeah, like if we can vibe, like, which I'd like to start a podcast of my own, because I like to talk. So like, I feel like that'd be cool. Or something like that. I feel like it would have to be something outside of TikTok, preferably, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I haven't really given that a whole lot of thought because I kind of see it like, okay, if you want to, dude, duet my video, stitch it, whatever.
Yeah.
There's your collaboration,
No, 100%. That would
Um,
actually be an interesting thing of like seeing if you could pull anything out of like, hey, duet this and let's see what you can
yeah,
do. I think that would work well for you
yeah,
if
yeah.
you wanted to,
True.
because that's always
I
the
can give it a
thing.
shot. Yeah, I haven't really tried that. Like I'll post like little original stuff, like here's a loop. See if somebody wants to put a beat over it. Nobody
Yeah,
does. And I'm like,
exactly.
okay, whatever.
I love like songs that are built out of, 10 different duets
Oh,
that
I love those.
it's so cool. So you could start, I mean, yeah, that would be a cool thing to start. Like, here's the guitar
Yeah.
line. What do you got? That would be dope.
Yeah. True.
What all genres have you remixed, and what ones have you yet to that you are interested in?
Man. So far, I really haven't done a lot. Like I've done 3 or 4 Skrillex songs. Because the dubstep drops are just metal breakdowns,
Oh,
just
it's the best.
electronic. So it's
Yeah.
easy. I did an LMFAO song, remember Sexy and I Know It, that song. I did that. And then Veggie Tales. That one was probably the most successful one.
Yeah.
I would really like I want to keep going with the not early, like the 2010s, like
Yeah.
those songs that were like very like nostalgic for most people.
There's such a library there to play with.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I'm planning to keep going with that. It's just the thing is, it's like, there's another creator, Nick Nocturnal, if you've seen him. We kind of started, well, I don't know if he's probably been doing them longer. We just do them differently.
Mhm.
Because he more so like he'll remix a song and then he'll make like a version to release afterward. And his videos, they're more produced than mine. Similar thing, different style. But he's mostly a YouTube guy. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to not have our content overlap. Because if he wanted to collab, I'm down. Like, look, like similar vibe, he gets it. Like, look, notice me, bro.
It would win.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I would collaborate with him in a heartbeat. But yeah, like, because he did a country one, and I've been doing some. I've
Yeah, I've
done
seen the
some.
latest ones. You did a couple countries.
Yeah, and I was like, man, because he did a song I wanted to do. And
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, so I can't do that one. So I really want to do some country because I live in North Carolina, so Bible Belt, yeehaw, so cheerwine, and I'd like to do that because I guess with the remixes, I've been appealing to the EDM people in the country. I have some Southern people, and so I get like all these requests in my live streams, like Luke Combs, Skrillex, like it's wild. It is so crazy. All of that with the metal people that are the majority, but yeah, I really want to do some country.
Yeah.
I just need to find one that'll work.
Right. That's the question. I think, I mean,
yeah.
there's definitely, I mean, some of the banger country ones, my wife's from Texas, so I know,
word.
I know a fair amount of like headbanging country that there's a few that could work, I think.
Yeah. I'll figure something out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I might dabble with some more theme songs. Like you were saying, SpongeBob.
I'm telling you that is, I don't think you're going to lose with that. I think that's, there's nothing but positives there for, so, I mean, fucking do Blues Clues. You could do.
Ooh, I didn't think about that one.
Yeah, I mean, so I got a 6-year-old son and a 4-year-old daughter, so I am living in the the Blues Clues, Bear in the Big Blue House, Bluey, all the good stuff. And man, if you make a banger on that, holy shit, that would be crazy.
Yeah, just do all the Cartoon Network ones.
All the yeah, exactly. Easy. All the 2010s Cartoon Networks.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
Okay. You're giving me ideas. I love
There we go. Oh my God. I'm gonna be so excited when I see something. I'm like, oh my God, that was for the thing.
That was me. I planted the seed.
We talked about it.
Yeah.
I'll be in the comments with all caps, like, yes.
Please feed it to the algorithm.
There we go. Yeah. All the engagement.
Yes,
So what kind of gear and equipment do you kind of use to achieve your sound? And are there any specific effects or pedals that are like your favorites to play with?
So for the most part, I kind of it depends on how I'm feeling. But mostly the workhorse. Oh, we can try and get it up here. But I have this Kemper floorboard.
Oh yeah.
Guitar Tone for Days. It's because I needed something with the foot switch for my live streams. So that way I can change tones, change patches, whatever. And pretty much I've been using the same tones since I got it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's
Exactly.
they're so fucking solid. Like these are dialed in
You have your favorites and
perfectly.
they're favorites for a reason, I'm sure.
Yeah. And so basically it's like, I have a 6505. That's my metal tone. That is my baby mama, if you will. And then I
Gave
have an
birth to
AC.
so much.
Yes. Then I have an AC 30 patch for my clean tone. AC 130, or is that the plane? I think it's 8. Yeah. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea. I wish I did.
Yeah. Anyway,
if you taught cameras to me, I got you for days. But foot pedals,
okay.
I have my one that I got for Christmas 10 years ago, and that's about it.
I mean, luckily metal tones are easy. You just take overdrive, amp, maybe a noise gate. That's about it.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah. It's more like, where's your bass at? Where's your treble? Where's your mids? I metal player, we scoop mids, but like that's pretty much about it. And we're in the digital age, so sometimes I use plugins. Neural DSP makes some great ones. And that's about it as far as like how I make my videos. Is my phone.
No, and that's a big thing though. I think it's like, keep it simple, and you're not trying. It sounds amazing. You're not trying to be too fancy, and that's why it works, and that's why it connects. Like you're not reinventing the wheel here. You're remixing the wheel in your own way, using the stuff that everybody knows, which is, that's the way you do it.
Exactly. And that, I think because I show the process, even with the remix, like you'll see there's a consistent element is like, I'm learning
the learning process, which is
I'm figuring out.
Because it's once you have that reveal at the end, it's just like, you can't help but rock out a little bit. I showed my wife last night. She's not on TikTok, but I was like, you got to check this guy. I'm so excited for tomorrow. And she was like, "Oh, okay." I think I showed her the cinema one, and she was impressed. I was like, "Yeah, all right."
Yeah, I actually made a full version of it, and it's on YouTube. I just haven't really promoted it because TikTok absolutely butchers your engagement or how much you get pushed when you try to get people off the app. So I'm just like, I'm gonna not say shit. Yeah. So I'm just like, whatever. I do. My band, we're on all the platforms. Nice. Just follow the link tree. I think it's in my Instagram too.
We'll put that in the show notes.
Yeah. So that's there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I kind of forgot
what's up.
Yeah, there we go. No, I was saying, I totally lost my train of thought there.
I think we both did. And there was
excellent.
And we're getting back on right now. We're good to go.
Sweet.
If my life were a movie, the hero's big speech would end with, "Stop waiting, start creating." Because that's the drive behind my story. Like when I couldn't afford to finish film school. So instead, I started my own production company and gave myself a trial by fire YouTube business degree. And it's not just me with these kinds of stories. There is this growing movement of passionate, creative, flow state writing, hustling, persistent creators and entrepreneurs that are taking the internet and the world by storm.
Everybody told me I wasn't going to be able to make any money as an artist. Now, 15 years later, I've worked on 3 continents. I do own my house. My shop, I'm booked out 8 months ahead. I don't subscribe to being a starving artist.
Creativity and I are very deep, dark lovers. I've just decided I'm just going to make stuff. And even if it's not perfect, like, it's getting made.
You're going to think that there's right answers and there's not. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Let's just throw dye on it and it'll look great.
You don't need rules some old guy in a suit made up. You don't need anyone telling you that your voice doesn't matter. We are makers, creative types, side hustlers, doers. Why? Because we get shit done.
The most important thing every single day is just to get your shit done.
Just keep doing it, keep producing, keep creating, and as you do that, you're going to start becoming the person that you want to be.
Don't be scared to try. Commit. You can't half-ass do something. We're full-ass around here.
So there's a film you need to make, a company you need to create, a voice you need to share, a product you know the world needs. Put all of yourself into it until anyone who has ever doubted you starts asking you for a job. Then you get to play for a living. You get to create community. Partnerships, collaborations, building bonds with people that like the same stuff you like. You get to live with your heart on your sleeve, a smile on your face, and a solid answer to when anybody asks, why do you do what you do?
Sometimes you have to say fuck all the rules to get something that you really need to get out of yourself.
You don't need the opinion of the old guy in the suit.
You have to give yourself permission to just go. A little less conversation, a little more action.
Clothing for creators. Go check out snowmanfilms.shop today.
Hey there, fellow creatives. Conversations with Creators dives deep into the minds of successful filmmakers, artists, musicians, and all-around awesome people. We are looking for some kick-ass sponsors to help us keep this show on the road. If you want to reach a tribe of dedicated listeners who are just as passionate about creating as you are, then look no further. Our audience is full of people who appreciate a good laugh and are always on the lookout for new ways to fuel their creativity. So, let's team up and create some magic together. We'll work with you to make sure that your brand is showcased in the best light possible. And who knows, maybe we'll even become lifelong friends. Just imagine. Years from now, we'll be reminiscing about the good old days when we first teamed up to take the world by storm. Send us an email at noah@snowmanfilms.net to say hey and get the ball rolling. Now back to the episode. What do you think is next for you in terms of kind of musical exploration, pushing the boundaries of what you want to do? And are there any kind of elements or sounds that you want to incorporate into future stuff that you have an idea of right now, or maybe not?
Man, that is a good question.
Hey.
You know, I try not to think about it too much because, you know, I have a PhD in overthinking, and I'll stress myself out and I'll be like, man,
mine's right on
I don't know what I'm
over
gonna
here.
do. Yeah, right. And I really would like to, you know, as much as long form content stresses me out, I feel like I should.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, I have TikTok, you know, Instagram just very recently started. I was stuck at 15K for like 5 years. And then I just started copying and pasting some TikToks over. And now I'm at like 64. So I'm like, okay, so I have a Instagram audience now. So now I just need to hit YouTube, you know. Maybe I could quit my job.
That's the cool thing about having one big account is that you can, once you literally just link it and it'll start trickling over. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I think doing, because you got snippets of these, but I think doing like a longer form, as you said, like longer form on YouTube. Or I wonder, I don't know if you've done it at all, but for Spotify, what are the rules on like remixes like you're doing copyright wise?
I think I would. So basically, I would have to recreate the stems that I use normally because you know, I couldn't like use the vocals, obviously.
Which is so fucking hard.
So that's where the collaborations would have to come in. Like, hey, I got this guy for the full version of the song that you can stream next month when it drops on all the stores. You know, and that in my head, I'm like, okay, if I absolutely wanted to, I could. But I'm like, man, that is a whole lot of effort. Because it's like it's hard, you know. A lot of the bigger creators out there, like they don't have to work a 9 to 5.
That's what I was saying, man. Like like if you can find the right brand deals that are like actually in line with you, like there definitely could be a not 9 to 5 opportunity here.
That would be so great because oh my god, I would go so hard. Like that's why, like the thing is, it's like okay, like I wake up in the morning, go to the gym, right? And then I have to go to work. Then I come home, pick up guitar. I'm like, okay, I am completely out of energy. And now I'm on Fortnite. And then I repeat the next day.
Yeah.
And then the weekends, that's when I stream. So I'm like, okay, we're going to go crazy. 400 milligrams of caffeine. I'm ready to rock. And so it's like,
and you need that energy. Like you can't be low energy with your content at all.
I can't.
You need that hair flying.
That's why, like, it is so hard for me to like do it consistently. Like when people are like, when are you going to stream again? I'm like, I don't know. It depends on my mood. Because like I don't want to stream if I'm not feeling it because everybody's going to know because I can't hide it. You know,
so, hey,
and
better companies reach out for a brand deal with this man and let him quit the 9 to 5.
Preferably consistent income. Like just make me an employee that doesn't do anything.
Like, well, I mean, I think the good place to start would be pitching the guitar companies that are sending you stuff. Like, be like, hey, what could be potentially the next step here? Because I would love to do this more. Which obviously they're a fan already, so they get it. I bet there's some deals there.
Probably. And typically with companies like that, they want me to just use their gear.
Yeah.
And so there really isn't like dinero being thrown necessarily. So we're like, here's a free product, use it. I'm like, okay, got it. I like free stuff.
Free stuff is cool.
Yeah. And so the money will come from like an example, like the whitelisting ones, like, hey, cover this song, or like I just did one. Well, that one wasn't paid, but I had a cup. They sent me some in-ears, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, in-ears are nice. I use this product,
Yeah.
and they're good. Okay, it's relevant. So it's that kind of stuff. And I've had some that were just kind of like, there's this one that's like, it's like a tripod. You put your phone in, and it has the camera in it, and it like follows you. It's actually kind of cool.
That's sweet.
But certain ones, it's like, okay, they'll pay. They understand.
Yeah.
Like if you want, like, there's a tier to creators, I guess, depending on follower count. So if you want this size of a creator, it'll cost you this much usually. So it really
Sounds
just
like it's
depends on
happening.
what. Yeah, it
Sounds like
happens.
it's
It's
getting
just I avoid some of them, like I said, because it's like, for one, I'm like, oh man, I just cringe a little bit when I post a video and I know it says paid promotion at the bottom, because then people are like, oh, this guy. I'm like, I know, I'm chasing that bag, man. Like,
that's a hard tight line to walk, honestly. Like staying true to yourself, but also the ability to do this full time and not be so like to be able to do this more would be the dream, but it's like, how do you get there? And navigating that is really, really tough.
And that's where live streaming has been nice, because people will gift the donations to you if you play their song. So, it's cool. I'll play Master of Puppets blindfolded, and people just money. And so those streams are awesome, but they're really taxing. Like, because it's not that I force it, but it's like just being that hyper. And I don't just stream for 30 minutes. I stream for like 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes. And doing this for that long and being, yeah, guys, let's go. Yeah. Because like I'm hyped, dude. Like, and afterward, I'm just like, oh, for like an hour. Like,
yeah, of course.
And so that's where it's like, it's hard to do it consistently, because I want to do it how I normally do it.
Yeah.
And if I can't, then I'm not going to.
I heard that like physiologically, the biggest like rock stars in the world are on par with like Olympic athletes, because of how much energy it takes to like fully perform at the level that you are for, a whole show. It's so hard. Like they're, you just,
it's like headlining 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh my God. It's
tons. It's kind of rough, not gonna lie, but it's fun. I love it. It's just, obviously I'm learning now that you're gonna have haters. It's not that I have haters, but when there is like negative stuff that go down in chat, a lot of it I don't see because I'm busy playing. But man, it doesn't take much, and then I'm thrown off. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm being attacked, because I have to remember, like, look at me, dude. Like, some people find that weird. Some people are not used to seeing this. And that's something I learned the hard way.
Mid playing, being energy, and then you see like a negative comment. It's like, oh, okay, like I'm putting myself out at this high level, and yet somebody wants to throw shade, and I have to keep going for another hour.
I don't know if you can call it shade, because like the common one I get, people like to compare me to people that I look like. Right. So it'll be another black dude with dreads. Like, oh my God, it's Ja Morant, or like it's this other person. I'm like, dude, like, my one rule, right? If you're gonna say something racial, make me laugh. At least.
Listen, that in terms of the terribleness of racism happening, that's a solid outlook on it. At least
like,
make it funny.
I'm not gonna try and change your worldview, but at least if you're gonna be direct with hate towards me, at least give me a laugh. Like, because I've heard about all of it.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I try to, obviously I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna. Okay, I'm very sarcastic with it at the same time, but I'm not that guy that's gonna like blow up on stream. Like, I don't ever do that.
Yeah. You're there to play, but no,
but after it, I'm like, he said what?
Come on, racists, be better with your.
Yeah. And luckily, I have some really good moderators.
That's awesome. Yeah.
One really goes hard in the paint. Absolutely love.
Going to war for
really
in
good.
The comments it's good to have. It's people in your corner. That's great.
Good support. That helps. And it's just, when I'm live, it's like, man, you're being watched, and it's like
by a lot of people.
This is it.
Yeah.
Go crazy, bro. Like, Man, I just wish, like, to answer your question from earlier, like what I would like to do more of.
Yeah.
I game a lot. I wish more people cared when I was playing a video game. Like if we could just talk, we can just communicate, you can watch me play a game. Cause it's, I like to interact. I like to have conversation. And it's kind of hard to do that and be personable when I'm playing guitar. Cause like
is it possible to do that on TikTok, or would that need to be a Twitch thing?
Oh yeah, I can do it. I can do it on TikTok.
Yeah.
There's a TikTok desktop app and you can live stream from it.
Solid. I mean, I would, dude, try it out. That's how you got started with this, right? You just try something
pretty much.
and see how it works. And I bet you, like, it would be cool for your audience to see a kind of chiller side that's not screaming your face off the whole time, which is the best. But you got to also have the lower energy stuff. Absolutely.
Right. And so it'd be cool to do some more of that. Or even like if I did like a live podcast or something, like that'd be kind of cool, I think. Have guests,
I can tell you from experience, it's super fun.
It's super fun. All right,
it's a blast.
Yeah, something like that.
Like you get to have cool conversations. You get to network with, a lot of people that you look up to or that you're excited by or whatever. And it's all content, so that it, like, no matter what, it's gonna work and it's gonna be cool, and you're continuing to put out stuff. So I don't think there's any negatives to it, really.
True. Okay. I just gotta send it. Give it a shot.
Send it. Exactly. Learn it and send it. So about your band, talk to me about kind of how Reverse the Hollowing got going and what you're excited about with it.
Oh, I love this story. Okay, so basically it started with it was me, my friend Shelby, and Joe, right? Shelby I went to high school with. But Joe, we met on Xbox, basically. Actually, no. We met on Instagram because he had like posted a video of him playing something, and I was like, oh, that's cool, and followed each other and became homies. And so for a while, we just started playing Xbox, like hop on the game, be like, what's up, dude? Whatever. And that was just kind of the thing. And we would like collaborate, like, make some videos, some dual videos here and there. And then the idea of a band started getting thrown around. So we're like, that'd be kind of fun to do, I guess. Because it turns out dude lives a state away. So we're like, word,
pretty close.
This is possible. Yeah. And so we started. Yes, the
best.
Like, oh,
shit,
oh my
you're
God,
close to me. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in North Carolina. He's in South Carolina. I was like, perfect,
doable.
Man. So yeah, it kind of got started like that. And eventually, he moved up here, and we found a drummer who's at my house right now, actually, and a vocalist. And pretty much that's just kind of how it started. We've been kind of slow with releases. Not gonna lie, like we've been a band for like 4 years and we put out 5 songs, so that's about a song a year.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean, that's, there's no blueprint to this. Like, you do what you do and you're having fun, and when I'm not mad at that. It's just
it is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
And like I said, we've been a band for 4 years. We didn't play our first show till this past January.
Yeah. How'd it go?
And it was solid. We killed it, obviously, because like we've been practicing together for so long. Like we know this. It's just when you only have 5 songs released, our discography isn't that big. So if you're asking for too long of a set time, we're like, yikes, covers. So we're trying to grind out some more music.
I feel like that's how a lot of really big bands start, though, is, you start with a couple of original, couple covers, everybody's happy, and then it moves into more originals as you go.
It's just also when you're a smaller band like us, making an album doesn't make sense because it's like we don't want to unload the clip too soon, because then it's like those streams could just be lost. So we're like one song, singles. So no EP, no album, one song. So it's like now that I'm established somewhat on social media, I'm trying to like, okay, go listen to the band, go. But just a little bit subtly.
Testing the waters. That's perfect.
So then it's like, when we drop more stuff, it's going to be listened to. And as far as the band goes, really it's getting songs done, like getting songs ready, ready to go for when we do start playing them live and we're ready to release them. Because some songs we've been sitting on for years, man. Like that's how it goes. And like, if you look through like some of my older Instagram videos, you'll hear me playing riffs that didn't become songs till like years later. Because I kind of back then, like, I would have an idea for a riff, I would just put it on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's right there. So you literally have the library of possible, if not already released songs that we've written.
That's a dope history to have, though. Of
Yeah.
like, here's the year, like that. I always think about. I have a hard time like deleting old videos from my phone, because I'm like, and this is how I think you're similar insane as I am, where I'm like, this shit could be used in the documentary about me years down the line. Like McGregor,
dude, yes,
like McGregor, but
like,
he's like, I
you
can't
need
even
clips?
pay my bills right now. And like, this could be used in the documentary. I can't delete it.
This could be in the documentary, right? Like, the footage is already here.
It's here.
I have it.
I can't let go of it.
That's all my Google Photos is. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I archive all of it.
Yeah.
I'm the same way,
your
man.
documentary is gonna start with just a scroll of Instagram with just picking out different, like,
Yeah.
people will be like, oh, that's that one.
Or actually, even for what I'm doing now, like, I told you, like, my whole thing is showing me the process of me learning a song. Well,
Yeah.
like, I made a video where I was like, okay, here's my progression of playing guitar. And I'm like, I already have the videos. So let's just put them by year. So
Isn't that the
2014, 2015, and it's like, we can just go on like that. And it's like, hey, man, this is how I did it. I had to start at some point. Yeah. So it's great for stuff like that. A little compilation.
That's one of my, I will say, I did use my library today it was some trend video that, you hook a sound to it, and I was like, okay, what's, a smooth operator that's trending right now. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go through and I found a footage of I run glide cam, which is like a camera stabilization. I have footage of me walking in a parkour gym around on a bunch of rails, balancing while having the glide cam on. So I'm like, I'm literally a smooth operator. This is perfect. It took 5 minutes to put together, and I was like, okay, it's a tool. I keep everything because I can use it.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
So you always hang on to it, but then the phone gets full of shit.
It do.
Yeah,
it do. You're not wrong, especially 4K videos. Good luck.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely I only do 4K if a client requests it, and it's not very often.
Those files are massive.
Oh my god, yeah. I can't even fathom 8K, honestly. The fact that we have that, like, unless you want, here's the reason I understand it. So put it in the context of music. If you shoot a wide shot of a concert at, call it an arena, and you want to get a close up of the guitarist in a solo in a wide shot, that's what you can use 8K for.
Okay.
You don't get too much, get zoom way in, and you cannot have too much loss of resolution, depending on obviously the final export settings. But like, I understand that. But like, if your face is filling the frame and you're in 8K, what you want to see your pores? Like, Jesus.
Like, right. What is all this detail for?
You don't need it.
No.
So
that's wild.
Hats off to you for shooting in 4K for social media.
Yeah, right.
Watched on a phone.
Like 30 FPS.
Yeah.
HD is all I need.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's great. What outside of the career and the music and stuff, what is your thing? What's like your hobby that makes you relax and takes you away from it?
Recently it's been a whole lot of Fortnite, man.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. I love games. I'm also, my band's name, it's from this video game called Dark Souls.
Video game based, yeah.
It's definitely not a game to relax to, but it's fun. Dopamine reward system. I like a challenge, but there's that. Gaming is a big one. Disc golf here and there.
Dude, me too.
I
got into it during COVID, and I never thought that I would watch an entire disc tournament on YouTube, but here I am, an hour deep, fucking watch
Ace Run compilations.
Absolutely, dude.
I hear you, man.
I'm subscribed to, it's what, Jomez is at the yeah. Oh my god, disc golf's great.
Yeah, Latitude 64, like all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, I just, not recently, but I got this new bag, and it's purple, and it's Galaxy. Costs a reasonable amount of money.
Yeah.
But I want to look cool when I go to the course, because I'm a content creator. Appearance matters. I'm gonna look cool when I pull up, regardless of skill level. Bag is full. That's disc golf is fun. You can pop on.
Best.
Even by yourself. Just if you can't go to a course, go to a field.
Pissed off in
podcast
one
in your ears.
hand, tall boy in the other hand, you're good to
Yeah,
go.
there you go. Yeah, so that's one. That's about all I do, really. I'm kind of boring. I'm like too tired to do anything by the time I'm done with my day, man.
It
Like,
makes sense because of the amount of energy that you put into your content, right? Like you just want to
Yeah.
sleep and play games otherwise. Like I get that. You go hard.
literally people, and like it also makes the love life hard too, because like people assume, like girls assume I'm a certain way because they look at my account, because obviously like I won't bring up my TikTok or like my social media in the beginning because they're like, oh, you have bitches in your phone, don't you? Like, dude, my demographic is 85% dudes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
My DMs, what gear do you use? What pedal do you use? When did you start playing? Yo, thanks for the tips. You know, it's like that kind of thing.
I feel like the girls that are in your DMs are probably problematic.
Yeah. And
Like,
usually a lot older than me.
Fair.
Yeah. That when I started doing Skrillex remixes, that's when it started to happen. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what you tell your dates. It's like, listen, I'm playing songs for people that I'm not going to be interested in age-wise. Like you don't have to worry. If I come out with something from this year, then ask me about it.
Yeah. And it's like, 35, 2 kids. Like, look, you got snacks? Like, okay. But like other than that, dude, I'm like, I'm too tired.
The answer is yes, they have snacks.
Yes. Like, case in point, like you said, I'm too tired by the time I'm done to do anything. I'm done. That's it. So like, yeah,
she needs to be ready to chill and play some online with you and blush while you play her some slow jams and have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. Which you would think being a guitar player playing music live romantically would be requested.
It's like
it has not happened once.
That's the Everest. Oh no.
And you know what I think it is? It's because I think it's because I'm like not a white guy. Because I feel like if I was, then it might be a little different. But at least in my experience, dog, it's like, oh, you're a guitar player. That's cool.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Or people are like, yeah, you're like they acknowledge like, okay, yeah, you're talented. Like that's great. But it's like, yeah, that's about it.
Is metal is rock that white? There's no way.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the thing is like it's not necessarily, you don't have to look that hard, but people just don't look. So it's like, you're like, yo, you're doing what? And like I'll get backlash from other black people. Like I've had somebody say like, yo, what are you doing playing? That's the white man's music. I'm like, says who?
You'd be like, mind your business.
Like, blues and like jazz that started with our people.
Yeah.
Obviously you don't know your history either. Right. Like,
that's actually hilarious. If they're mad at you for playing rock, it's like, what? Any music history? Just watch Elvis. Watch Elvis, and you'll figure out where this came from.
Yeah, exactly. Like Elvis just made it consumable.
Yes, consumable. The other word is stole, but yeah, absolutely.
I was trying not to use that one. That sounded a little combative, and I'm not mad. Like, hey, look, I'm just like,
no, but like, no, you got BB King, you got all these classic. And I will say, what I loved about the Elvis movie was it did highlight who he was friends with, and like all these legends of blues and rock that were black people that were incredible.
Word. Was it good? I haven't seen it.
Oh, dude, watch it. It's dope.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, so I'm, I watch the Oscars religiously because that's my geek out. Easily he could have won Best Actor. I'm very happy that Brendan Fraser got it, but he could have won and Elvis could have easily gotten Best Picture. It's dope. And I'm a Baz Luhrmann fan, straight up. Like he's done incredible. Like Moulin Rouge, Great Gatsby. This dude doesn't miss. Like he's incredible. Okay. Yeah.
Word. I'll have to check that out.
It does. What I like is that it like addresses the history, and it definitely just shows where his inspirations were. Like it's a homage to him, but it's also like, hey, like this is where he got it.
So it sheds some light on that.
He was inspired by it. He was, this is where he got. I mean, so one of them straight up, he's like, he heard the song, and then he played it, and it took off, and he was like, oh, like Tom Hanks is kind of the bad guy, and he goes, he's white. Like he was amazed because the music was definitely not white.
Yeah.
So it definitely tells the story pretty well.
And now it's like you fast forward, and now it like is like the
And
other
now you're
way. It's
getting-
like, yo,
yeah.
what? I'm like, yeah, dude.
That needs to be like open a history book, dude. Open a history book.
Open the
Like,
history book. Exactly.
I am
I'm like,
playing
it's
our
really,
music.
it's not as weird of a concept as you might
No.
think. Just get educated.
Exactly. No, 100%. So let me kind of, as we wrap up here, let me roll out the red carpet for you a little bit. Tell everybody what you got going on, what you're excited about, where they can check you out.
All right. So you can check me out at Josh_Rezz if you're on Instagram, and then Josh Rezz on TikTok. You know, still not verified. So, but I'm the first one. And
Get it together, TikTok.
You know, I'm playing it by ear. Nothing crazy to report on any of the fronts because, you know, thinking too much about it stresses me out.
Listen. If Straw Hat can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, like, man, when I'm at work, I think about like, okay, this would be a cool remix. This would be a funny video. And then I forget by the time I get home. So I'm like, it'll hit me again. So when I have the idea, you know, it'll be there. And so just, you know, follow me in advance.
Keep an eye.
Something pops up. Yeah. I try to live stream on the weekend. So you can catch me on one of my, I wouldn't say show. I don't like calling it a show. Sounds like it's produced.
It sounds pretty produced, man.
On our time of fellowship.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you. I try to give people a good experience.
Absolutely. Well, man, I appreciate so much you being on, and this was an absolute blast.
Thank you.
Yeah, this was awesome. You killed it, and keep doing your thing.
I certainly will try my best. Thanks for having me.
All right, and for everybody listening, I will see you next time.